Hi everybody, and welcome to our week number 5 live stream for my research methods class. I see some of you getting logged in and putting your names in the chat. I hope you can all hear and see me okay. If someone could give me a thumbs up or a yes or something, let me know in the chat. That would be super helpful. Good afternoon to you too. You can hear and see me just fine. Thank you so much. Right. It's like you knew I was going to ask. Thank you. Thank you. I hope everyone is doing well. It is like almost 30 degrees cooler today than it was at this time last week, which I think is fantastic. I wish it was even colder, but I am super grateful for 82 instead of 112. It definitely is nice to have a little break from the heat. So anyway, I hope all of you are staying cool and enjoying this weather. We are in week number 5 at this point, so I want to take a little bit of time and talk about some of the materials from last week, including our first exam, and then we will talk about what we have due this week by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So let's go ahead and go over to Canvas. Here we go. So we are right here in week number 5, but I want to talk just for a minute about week number 4 since we did have a couple of things due last week. So let's look at the discussion first, and then we can talk a little bit about exam number 1. So for the discussion last week, you were looking at APA style, and a lot of you did a great job of kind of evaluating these 3 scenarios. I was looking for you to tell me if it was plagiarism or not, and then to explain. So most of you, I would say almost all of you, got the answers correct, but there were quite a few of you where I said I wanted a little bit more. And so if you lost a couple of points, and I gave you something like, I wanted you to elaborate or give me a little bit more or elaborate in your responses, just make sure that you're really giving me enough to show off that you understand and comprehend the material. So I would say like most of you got like 13, 14, 15 points, but definitely was looking for a little bit more kind of in general, and I saw that across the board. Don't forget to also reply to a classmate. There's still several of you who aren't doing that every time, and I would hate for you to lose those 2 very easy points. So the discussion last week, really nicely done. Again, we will have 2 more APA style units where we kind of build on that. So this was more introducing it and when do we use it and why and what is plagiarism. We also had our first exam last week, and I wrote down some of the statistics for the exam. So the average amount of time that people took was 41 minutes. The average score on the exam was a 93%, which is a mid-A, and that's fantastic. There was a high score of 100 and a low score of 62. So overall, really nicely done. You had an hour to take the exam, and the amount of time on average was 41 minutes. So that tells me you have plenty of time, that most of you did really well on your timing. That the average was an A, again, tells me you're doing good with the materials, comprehending everything so far. And that we had some 100% also tells me that things are going largely well. So that makes me really happy to see. I will give you the little